Have you ever met someone who has absolutely no expertise in a certain field, but confidently claims to know more than the experts? Or perhaps, at some point, you yourself have fallen into this trap without realizing it. This is a fascinating psychological phenomenon known as the Dunning-Kruger Effect. This effect suggests that people with limited knowledge tend to overestimate their own abilities, while those who are truly knowledgeable often doubt themselves. It influences how we learn, work, and even make crucial life decisions. So why do people fall into the Dunning-Kruger effect? How does it impact society? And most importantly, how can we avoid making this mistake? Let's explore these questions in today's video. The Dunning-Kruger effect is not just a distant psychological theory. It appears everywhere in daily life. From workplaces and education to debates on social media, there are countless situations where we can recognize signs of this phenomenon. You have probably encountered newcomers to a job acting as if they are already experts. They confidently make decisions without foreseeing the consequences, refuse to take advice from experienced colleagues, and often blame external factors when mistakes happen. Real life example. A newly hired employee at a tech company, after learning basic programming for a few weeks, believes he can build a complex application. Ignoring the advice of experienced colleagues, he confidently writes code, only to end up with a product riddled with unfixable errors. The Dunning-Kruger effect is also evident in academic environments. Students who are introduced to a new subject may believe they fully understand it, while in reality, their knowledge barely scratches the surface. Meanwhile, those who study deeper often realize how much they still don't know, making them more humble. Real-life example. A student reads an article on quantum physics and immediately believes they've grasped Einstein's theory of relativity. When debating with a teacher, they stubbornly defend their misconceptions without realizing the flaws in their reasoning. The internet and social media are perfect breeding grounds for the Dunning-Kruger effect. Many people confidently express opinions on complex topics like medicine, politics, or science, despite lacking any real expertise. Real-life example. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many individuals with no medical background confidently gave advice on vaccines, denied scientific research, and spread misinformation. The Dunning-Kruger effect can lead to significant consequences in life, from personal mistakes to decisions that affect entire communities. But why do people fall into this cognitive trap? Let's explore the reasons in the next section. The Dunning-Kruger effect is not a random phenomenon. It stems from the way the human brain processes information. There are several reasons why someone might overestimate their abilities, even when they lack the necessary knowledge or skills. A paradox in psychology is that to recognize your ignorance, you must first have enough knowledge. Inexperienced individuals lack the foundation to see the gaps in their understanding. As a result, they believe they fully grasp a topic, leading to false confidence. Real-life example. A beginner in chess wins a few games against friends and believes they are ready for professional tournaments. However, when facing an actual chess master, they quickly realize the vast gap in skill level. The human brain naturally seeks simple and easy to understand explanations. When faced with a complex issue, people tend to believe they understand it after just a little exposure, rather than diving deep into research. This illusion of comprehension leads many to overestimate their expertise. Real-life example. Many people read a few articles about finance and immediately think they can invest like professionals, unaware that successful investing requires years of study and experience. In many situations, confidence is perceived as more valuable than actual expertise. This leads people to trust those who speak with certainty, even when their knowledge is weak. As a result, those affected by the Dunning-Kruger Effect become even more convinced of their own views. Real-life example. During job interviews, a candidate with limited skills might confidently claim they can do everything, gaining an advantage over a more skilled but humble applicant. The Dunning-Kruger Effect can lead us to misjudge our abilities, resulting in mistakes in work, education, and daily life. But can we overcome this effect? The answer is yes. Let's explore how to avoid falling into this trap in the next section. The Dunning-Kruger Effect is a psychological trap that anyone can fall into. However, if we are aware of it, we can completely avoid getting caught in the cycle of illusion. Instead of believing you already know everything, ask yourself, is there something I might have misunderstood? Have I cross-checked this information from multiple sources? Are there any experts who disagree with my opinion? Real-life example. A stock investor shouldn't rely solely on gut feeling or a single news article. They should research from various sources, consult with experts, and learn from experienced individuals. One sign of someone under the Dunning-Kruger Effect is their unwillingness to listen to opposing opinions. To avoid this mistake, develop the habit of accepting feedback and seeing it as an opportunity to grow. Real-life example. A student believes their essay is perfect, but after receiving feedback from a teacher, they discover many flaws and significantly improve the writing. Those who are truly knowledgeable in a field know that knowledge is infinite. The more they learn, the more they realize how little they actually know. One of the best ways to avoid the Dunning-Kruger Effect is to always remain humble and eager to learn. Real-life example. Albert Einstein once said, "The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know." If a genius like him can remain humble, shouldn't we be cautious about our own confidence? The Dunning-Kruger Effect is a valuable lesson in human psychology. We can avoid it by constantly learning, listening, and re-evaluating our knowledge. Remember, confidence must be accompanied by understanding. Otherwise, we're only fooling ourselves. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more fascinating content about psychology. See you in the next video.